Hello, you beautiful and wondrous beings, dragon beings most likely, beings of the heart. Welcome to this, 2024 overall. Energetically it's just begun. It is just underway. And I have felt the shift, and I have been preparing for this shift for months now, maybe even years. Maybe you have been as well. And so this reading, I just want to put it out there. It is packed. It is lovingly wrapped and, threaded, and there's layers to it. There are layers and layers and layers to this pick a card reading, to this pick a card Dragon 2024 reading. And what this is going to do is be the messages for your entire dragon year. So this is going to be from about whenever you tune into this all the way to February 2025. This is a very, very important year that is, again, it's underway already. We are in the opening of it, even though officially it will begin February 10th, 2024. That is in Chinese astrology. But again, that frequency, that energy of that particular activation of a dragon year, again, they only come every 12 years in Chinese astrology. So this is big. And we're already in that energy. We're already opening to that, preparing for that new year to just strike, and for us to be, again, ready, prepared, understanding, in surrender, or in action, or in combination, that dance of both, like surrender and flow, and also masculine stepping up, right? Stepping up to take his sword, samurai sword. There's probably another name for it, but I'm just going to call it a samurai sword. But yeah, there is going to be a very beautiful bonus number 5 reading for those of you who are also Patreon members. So just know that you can watch any of these cards, 1 through 4. Number 5 will be on Patreon. It's just going to go even more in depth into, again, the dragon frequencies. But even if you're not a member, but you're here, enjoy this. This is for you. This is because I love doing this service and this work, and I'm ready and I'm here. So let's receive together these messages and start off the dragon year strong. I am going to introduce, IXCACAO, the beautiful frequency in my cup. She is a golden ratio, I am golden recipe that came in yesterday on the Gregorian New Year, so on 1/1/2024, which, I like to honor that moment in time. It still counts. It's a drip. It's a drop in the ocean. And I feel the shift. I feel the shift between 2023 and 2024. And it has everything to do with dragons. So welcome to this channel. If you are new here, get cozy. If you want to make yourself a cup of cacao and you have a practice with cacao, please get into your alchemist. Intuitively create a recipe that's going to feel nourishing so that you can receive a very receptive recipe. I have the golden recipe. This is shining out for all of us. And it will be in your field dancing with you anyways. And if you happen to be a Patreon member, this recipe is going up on the Patreon on all tiers in a couple of days. I'm going to create a beautiful graphic and put the ingredients of this golden recipe. This is what we do on Dragons Love Cacao. This is how I love to serve. I love to serve with alchemy. I love to serve with the wisdom and the embodied practices that I've had years and also lifetimes to constantly be perfecting, reevaluating, you know, re-energizing, reactivating with my energy as I change, as you change, as this community changes, as we shift with the times, you know, shifting with the times, shifting into 2024. So let's just take a moment and drop into our hearts. And I will actually do this little meditation for all four, 5 piles. Actually, if you're a Patreon member, you're going to get pile number 5 as a special bonus to just elaborate on that dragon energy. But everybody's getting dragon cards. Everybody's getting really potent oracle messages through my channel and through the streams of all of the different guides and allies that are here. It is a packed room. It is a packed space. The cards have all been chosen except for the dragon cards, which will be live in each deck. The only other thing I want to say is close your eyes. Take a moment here with me and IXCACAO and just breathe and maybe just rock a little bit. Rock forward and back ever so slightly if you can. Let's get the chi moving. Let's get the energy both rising with the breath and then kind of surrendering and falling a little bit with the out breath or the exhale. Inhale, fill your belly with air and exhale like a dragon's breath. Inhale. Open the wings a little bit. Bring your chest, your shoulder blades back like they want to touch almost. And then exhale and just kind of hunch over a little and let that dragon's breath out. Let's try that a few more times. Do it at your own pace. Inhale, you get really big. You open up your heart space. You open up your wings. Put your cacao down if you want. Open up those wings. Maybe even tilt your head back. Look at the sky. Exhale, just kind of shrink a little. Come into yourself. Maybe even put your arms around your heart. Hug yourself, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. And do this little breath exercise as many times as it feels good before. Maybe even play some music before you get into your deck, because this is going to be that energy practice that really allows not only the messages and the frequencies to come through to your space, to your body, to all of your bodies, mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, and your spiritual body. Maybe even your astral body if you're open to that. But this practice is something that is very important to open yourself to the energies that are coming in, and also to protect. You know, every time we exhale, we also blow that dragon's breath and we protect our space with our dragon frequency. So it is that dance of inhale, get big, outward, and then exhale, come back to yourself. Come back to yourself, your energy, your space, your heart. Come back within. Bring it all back into you. If you have cacao, please feel free. Drink a few sips. I know I'm going to. Every single pile has its sound tone. A song that I happened to channel while I was getting ready for each and every deck. A sound tone, a song, a crystal. Here we're bringing in the mineral kingdom. A different crystal or crystals for each and every deck. And finally, a different dragon tarot archetype. intuit, feel which deck is for you, drink the cacao, do the practice, and then go to that dragon deck, that pile, and receive, beautiful ones. This is the year of the dragon, starting now, and we'll also say starting February 10th, 2024. So let's go on this dragon journey together. If you are new to this channel and you like what you are seeing or feeling, consider, showing some love, and also knowing that it comes back to you tenfold, 100-fold, 10,000-fold. And if you want to go even deeper, Patreon is a beautiful place where this is expanding ever more in what is offered, in what is collaborated, and it's a flow. It's ever evolving what's happening there. So sometimes it's oracle readings, sometimes it's live gatherings where we share energies in the grid, sometimes it's complimentary cacao ceremonies and invitations to deepen with medicine, because that's also one of my gifts, is the plant realms, the alchemy. It's a beautiful space, so please look at the description for all of that information. The lowest tier is about what you would pay for a Netflix subscription. Perhaps perhaps a nice crystal. Maybe skip it on the crystal this month and go a little bit deeper. These teachings are unique for the times, because I've been holding this frequency, preparing the way for us to rise and shift together into this beautiful dragon revolution, this dragon emergence, this dragon home frequency here on Earth. I will see you all in all of the piles. Enjoy your cacao. Love you all. Hello, you beautiful ones that chose the dragon pile number 1. This is going to be your collective reading for 2024 through to about February 2025, as it is mainly about the dragon year that is beginning this February. Your crystal energy is the energy of this beautiful, I would say it's definitely amethyst, but it's got a lot of frequencies inside. There's a lot of smoky kind of quartz feeling. There's rainbow pockets of water also. So it's much more than an amethyst. It is an ancient dragon being. It's very connected to the rainbow warrior energy, the rainbow tribe, the rainbow serpent, the rainbow dragon, the rainbow waters, the waters of Gaia, the flow of this planet. And so with that being said, you probably picked this card because you were excited about the dragon of the Hermit. And it's interesting because what I'm feeling with this card right now, and with your energy, specifically about the rainbow energy within this so there's layers to this amethyst crystal. There's clear quartz on top, and then definitely that smoky, protective, kind of mysterious, you don't really know, that energy that is a little bit secretive, a little bit hidden, a little bit protected. Remember, the black energies in the stones, they do really have this protective energy to them. So there's that. And then you have the purple, you have the color of the crown, which interestingly enough, in this card, it represents the high heart chakra. If you could see all the purple tones in this card, they're very much the purple, going into the light lavender and white, and maybe kind of fuchsia, light fuchsia tones. So you're very multidimensional. You're very layered. You're not one thing. You're kind of like a spectrum. You're connected to spectrums of light. Therefore, you're connected truly, truly and deeply to the rainbow. Because what is the rainbow if not spectrum, if not all possibility, all colors, all chakras, all grid points of the planet? So you are a creator, an originator energy. You are the hermit for the fact that this energy is still being protected. This energy is still being finalized, crystallized, you could say. And don't worry, because the hermit doesn't mean that you don't connect with others. It doesn't mean that you don't have family, friends, beloveds, surrounding you in 2024 or beyond. It just means that you're gonna have to play this game, be in this dance of, I get to go out, I get to connect with others, I get to be in the world, I get to play, I get to serve, but I always come home. I always come home to me. I always come home to my pure hermit, seeker, inner wisdom, inner sage, inner shaman. Definitely the energy of like a guru in a mountain, who very few people have access to, if that's what we choose, right? Because we are moving into a different kind of golden age, a different kind of epoch, a different new earth. And that new earth does mean that even though we need this time, this hermit time, this alone time, this time to crystallize and finalize and protect our energy and protect our high heart, right? It's extremely valuable to us because that means we get to emanate, that means we get to serve, that means we get to serpentine our beautiful rainbow frequency all over the earth and to all of those who it's meant to reach. We can do it from a place where we're always recharged. We're always recharged by the light, by the fire, by the flame. So the hermit energy is always one of carrying the inner flame. So it's very connected to the high heart. It's very connected to how do you cultivate frequencies of wisdom and frequencies of high, esoteric teachings, or just high standard of living, high standard of being, high standard of vibration. How do you cultivate that and maintain that? How do you hold that frequency throughout the year of 2024? And the key is your inner flame. The key is your inner fire. So you also have illuminare. Surround yourself with golden light. Become a golden flame. That's the main energy. Golden light, the golden flame, the golden, you could even see behind me, the golden tones that are going to be streaming through your rainbow, that are going to be streaming through your spectrum of light, your multidimensional and multifaceted, your layered self. So it's really beautiful. This deck is the Rising Phoenix deck. It's from a beautiful sister in Ireland, where crystalline energies for me are a bounty. So I'm going to tune in really quick to Ireland specifically, because yours is the only deck that I didn't connect to a part of the grid. All of the other decks actually had either a grid work card or a specific part of the grid that communicated that they wanted to be mentioned in the reading. So yours didn't. Yours was the water energy, the Ma. And your tone is Ma. And every spectrum that comes off of the M sound. So whether that's Ma, whether that's me, whether that's me, whether it's mu, it's all of these tones. So because this reading is about the entire year of the dragon for you, know that your dragon is a very feminine dragon. It's a very ancient mother tongue. It's a very ancient mother sound. It's a very ancient mother water energy. And that's what the M represents for me. I wrote down when I was channeling in the sun for you, mare, mari, and mara. So those are also like sequences, tones and sequences that you can do in succession, like mare, mare. Play with the ups and the downs of ma and re, and then switch it up. Mari, Maria. You can add an a. Mari, Mariam. And then Mara, 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 Mari. So play, have fun, do all of the M sounds and let that activate you, let that reverberate in your rainbow frequency. Believe me, it's going to be extremely powerful and extremely activating for you this year. I'm going to read the rest of this card. It says, close your eyes and imagine a toroidal field of golden light coming from your heart, perhaps even from your heart flame, perhaps from your high heart, which now that I realize the high heart energy is the energy of Ireland for me. So you will be seeing threads of Ireland possibly coming into your year, whether that's connections to Ireland in your blood, in your lineages. Maybe you want to do a little bit of digging into your ancestry. Do you have Irish grandparents, great-grandparents, maybe further beyond, maybe past parallel lifetimes where you're really, really deeply embedded in the story of the lands of Ire, the lands, the Celtic, the Druid, the very, very ancient stones of those lands. So I'm seeing stone circles and spirals and dolmens, and you're going to go on this journey. You're going to see, you're going to feel when you work with the Ma and the Mare and the Mari and the Maria, perhaps. Perhaps Mother Mary is important to your story. Perhaps other goddesses with a Ma kind of feel to them. These are things that you have to play with. You have to explore. You have to be willing and also excited about receiving. Queen energy, queen mother energy. So mother, empress energy, also like impregnated mother energy. This is kind of the different tones that I'm feeling with you that you're gonna explore and that you're gonna get in tune with. You know, some of you have been maybe rejecting the mother. Maybe you wanted to be the eternal maiden, right? You don't want to get old. You don't want to sag. You don't want to wrinkle. And that's okay. But there is a mother energy. There's a beautiful mother frequency that you've kind of held at bay. You've kind of been rejecting it a little bit because you want to hold on to something, like some beautiful innocent part of your life, some beautiful innocence codes that inherently they're yours, right? They're yours, they're in you. But when you elevate, when you graduate into the Ma energy, into the mother, it's so profound, it's so beautiful. This is kind of the energy that I've been moving into in my life, now coming to like the final few years of, as I say, of my 40s, of my 30s, moving into my 40s soon, you know? And I've been playing with this utter just respect and awe and love for the mother energy. Even though I'm not a physical mother yet, I'm an energetic mother. I'm a mama. Like I am ultimately in service to the mother energy of this planet, to the divine feminine energy of Gaia herself, which I call Gaia Pacha Mama. So just know that it's a beautiful surrender. It's a beautiful gift to let the maiden hand you over to the Ma, to the mother. And even maiden and mother have the May, the Ma, May energy, and then they hand you over to the Mo, the mother, the Ma, the Mu, the Ma, you know, energy. So play with that in your journey. Maybe make a little ceremony. Maybe choose some plants that intuitively will kind of serve as a ritual of the maiden handing you over to the mother. Even if you're a man, okay? If you're a man and you happen to get this ultra feminine deck and you're like, what do I do with this? I'm a man. Even man has the ma in it, if you think about it. And the woman, the man and the woman, they both have the ma. So we have the masculine, we have the feminine within us. They're always dancing. They're always handing us over to each other. And I'm actually going to show both of these cards once more. With the Vesica Pisces here, this is the union of the masculine and the feminine. And then the little light of the little lantern, the little flame that I was talking about that the Hermit is holding. There's two dragons here, two dragons on his lamp. And they're kind of representing this yin-yang energy. So somehow this year is going to be about duality for you, but duality in the most beautiful, sacred, and harmonizing way. So it's no longer going to be that tug. It's no longer going to be, the masculine against the feminine, or what's better or what's worse or what's good, what's bad. It's going to be about allowing it all and finding the spaces in between that are the spaces of union, that are the spaces of alchemy. So remember, within the Vesica Pisces is the new, is the sum of those different energies, right? When those energies come into our life, when the maiden and the mother are like clashing, and then there's a handing over, right? There's a place where they unite. There's a place where they know how to alchemize together and create beautiful things. So, I'm getting emotional. I see this, and it makes sense because you are, of all of the sounds, the ma is the water. I also wrote down for you, all waters, waters of life, all waters. This is your energy. This is where you're going to be meeting yourself this year. You're going to be meeting yourself in the waters of change, the waters of elevation, of upgrade, but also in the waters of life, the physical waters. You must go to the waters. And this is also why I feel Ireland is important, because Ireland has these water codes. Ireland has these ancient high heart and Atlantean water codes for you. So get excited about what that can mean. Get excited about what that will reveal in time for you. And the reason specifically I was getting emotional is because I see you holding ceremony in or around the Dragon New Year, which officially begins on February 10th of 2024. And I see you holding a ceremony with the waters, and perhaps with a little candle or a little light of some sort. And I'm getting also this Asian energy of how they work with water and fire together by creating those little lanterns that float on the water. All across Asia, they create beautiful ceremonies where they also understand yin-yang, they understand water, fire, they understand earth, air, they understand duality as powerful points of union, powerful points of mastery. So with that, I'm going to bring in this card, Serenity. How is this feeling so far? First of all, is it landing? Is it moving the waters of your body? Is it moving in your sacral? Can you feel an excitement? Can you feel that the Ma is here and it is you? It is in you. It is you. It is this planet, and it is also many other planets and stars beyond that will start to inform, that will start to, again, merge and dance and activate and create for you layers, right? Layers of elevation, layers of upgrades. layers of love frequencies that you haven't even known, that you haven't even realized were here for you. Stars are going to be very important for you this year. Of all the decks, although you have the light energy, you don't have that much solar energy, which is interesting because you're the water, you're the Ma. The other decks had a lot of solar, had a lot of Ra, a lot of suns showing up in the cards. Yours is very much like it's nighttime. It's nighttime. You have this beautiful Palo Santo deck underneath the stars with the smoke, with like the blue earth, and this beautiful little fox has a star on his third eye and it's bright. You have all of this blue and purple energy and stars and planets kind of happening here. And you have this purple energy of serenity in the waters. And you have this high heart purple energy. So wear some purple, wear some blue, really get into that kind of connection with the night sky, with stargazing, with looking up your astrological alignments. It's going to be really beautiful. It's going to be really confirming and affirming when you start to see, oh my, oh ma, oh ma, the connections, the unfoldings. You have a lot of support in the realms of medicine from the whole world. For you, I'm feeling the whole world. Specifically this guardian, I'm tuning into this Palo Santo energy. It's a very sacred plant. It's a very, 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 it's a plant to help you kind of tune into the in-between realms. It's very shamanic in nature. And in this particular deck, it's called the Guardian. So don't underestimate the guardians that show up. The guardians of the smoke, the guardians of the plant realms, the mineral realms, the guardians of the animal kingdom. So, you have the fox here. That might be significant for you this year. In this deck, you have a little octopus kind of tentacle and beautiful purple bird as well. So just know there's going to be guardians presenting themselves. Purple dragonfly in this card. Be open. Just be open, and everything else will be revealed. You also have the Mitragynia. I don't know what plant this is. This is a newer deck for me. So just know there's a dragonfly connection. There's a connection to storm energy. I see waves. I see clouds here. I see weather. There's a connection to, again, the sky, the weather, the rhythm of the planet. Like, what is she doing? How is she communicating her dragon? So dragonfly, how is she communicating her dragon energy to me through the changing seasons, through the weather, when there's a storm? Maybe emotions are high. Maybe there needs to be a release when there's sunshine, or when there's powerful illumination through the moon, through the full moon. You need to sit under that night sky and feel that energy and feel the flow and feel the intuitive hits and be with yourself. Again, making time for yourself. Again, guarding, protecting your energy. Knowing that there is beautiful transformation that is happening, and that you don't have to have all the answers, but you will have to make the effort. This is the dragon card that's been staring at the bottom of the deck. So it's the only card of all the cards that are here I already picked, but the dragon cards I wanted to pick live, and this one kind of was just staring from the bottom of the deck. Effort. conquering your demons. So here's the fire again. Here's the fire energy. To conquer our demons, we must connect with our inner fire. We must connect with the fire of our belly, our solar plexus, but also the fire of our heart. The heart that knows truth, the heart that knows how to go to battle for the things that matter, right? And even if the conquering is not outside of us, but it is within us, if we're conquering our demons, know that they can be demons outside, they can just as well be demons inside. And demon isn't something to be afraid of. Demon just means it's something that has enough energy and enough charge that you have to look at it, you have to feel it, you have to be with that in order to decide, do I want to continue living my life and feel like I'm chained, like I have to protect to the death, my castle, my temple, my life force, my energy? Or would you much rather be like this ecstatic, like ecstasy, creating moons and planets and stars and weather with her heart energy, where everything is just pouring out of you with Ma, with Mother, with creation? You will have to watch for the guidance and the signs about what demons still need to be addressed, what demons still need to be attacked with love. Another dragon. All right, so speaking of those chains, we have the dragon of freedom, breaking the chains. I love the synchronicity here. This is a highly, highly water charged card. It is the constellation of the river Eridanus, I believe. Eridanus. And I have your water here. It's not river water, it's ocean water. So it is the water of the Ma. And it was collected yesterday, which for me here in California was the new year of January 1st, 2024. So you have the river. You have a constellation that represents flow, which represents change by breaking the chains. Change and release and surrender and freedom to move and freedom to become more and more who you are, who you choose to be, who you choose to vibrate as, who you know you are worthy of being, and who you know is inside of you. And maybe you've been waiting for the right time, and maybe you still had the demons outside and inside, and maybe you still had the chains of past lifetimes, the chains of your hurt, the chains of your fear, the chains of your pain, the chains of your lineages of Ma, like mother line, and Ta, father line. So there's going to be a little bit of a digging for you, a little bit of again, it's much more intuitive. It's much more like a game. Treat this as this is your matrix, like your matrix moment, your Neo, you're searching. You really are searching for the different parts of you that are still holding you back. And you have so much support. You have so much support by the waters. So you will be going to the waters. You absolutely will be going to the waters to get the clarity, to get the flushing of your system, to flush out with the salt water, the healing energy of our mother planet in the ocean, specifically with her salt. But know that all the waters will cleanse, all the waters will provide clarity, will provide healing, will provide, I was going to say loss, but it's the loss that you've been praying for, right? It's the release. It's the, I don't need this anymore. Wash me clean, that I may be calm, peaceful, and untroubled. Calm all the storms within by taking a deep breath and releasing all of that stress. Find that quiet place within that holds the serene peace that you are looking for. Allow peace to saturate every cell of your being. Serenity. So your reading is, and your year is also very, very, very much about your blood, about the purification of your blood, about the purification of, again, your lineage, your lineages, your timelines, karma. Final message, because my battery is about to die, but I think that was pretty juicy. You're gonna get one final dragon message. Hern. So this is the divine masculine counterpart to a very beautiful divine feminine dragon, which is interesting. But again, it's connected to the Celts, it's connected to the lands of like Ireland, also the British Isles, so Scotland, England, Wales. Look up Hern. Look up the frequency of the divine masculine, grounded into earth, assisting his divine feminine counterpart dragon, and go on that journey. I'm really excited for your beautiful 2024. And if you feel to reach out for a personal reading, know all of the information is in the description. If you want to join the Patreon, all of the information is in the description. Hello, you beautiful ones who chose the dragon archetype of justice. It is so beautiful to have you here. I want to first just thank you for being here, really from the bottom of my heart. I am going to transmit not only frequencies and medicine and energies, but also knowledge, wisdom, confirmation, a mirror reflection for what you already know is here for you in the coming dragon year of 2024. I want to let you know that you have 2 dragon archetypes. You are the only one that had a bonus dragon archetype fly out with the Justice card. So know that that is unique in and of itself. You're like, I'm getting 2 archetypes this year. I am not just limiting myself to one. So you are kind of this energy of 1 is good, but 2 is even better. And I love that because you don't apologize for that. You don't apologize for wanting the best in life. You don't apologize for your ambitions, and also the really, really strong connection that you have to purpose, to achieving your dreams, to revelation, to uncovering not only the mysteries of life, not only the truths of life, because remember, justice reigns in truth frequency. She reigns in fair, equal, energies on this planet. So it has this energy of the sword of truth, pointing up to the divine. But it also has this energy of grounded dragon, earth energy, right? This is where the truth needs to be revealed. It needs to be revealed here on the earth. And a lot of it is going to come in divine messages, your channel, your stream, your spiritual practices, even the toning, even the singing, even the like what we were doing with the breath and what we were doing with the inhale and the exhale. If you were able to watch the opening of this video, all of that is going to be what creates the spaciousness and the opportunity to receive powerful communion. You are like the oracle, you are like the sage, you are like the divinator, the one that communicates with the divine and brings that information back to earth for the relevant community, for the relevant group, for the relevant partner. Maybe it's literally just for your life, for your family, for a nucleus of a group, of a people, something or someone or some group that is so precious to you. This is why you do what you do. This is why you gather. This is why you go out on the grid. This is why you drink cacao. this is why you dream for your community. And I have this beautiful card here called Commune, and it is the plant spirit of the mushroom psilocybin, specific mushroom to the Americas. So some of you may know like the lands of Oaxaca, the lands of the Yucatan, Chiapas in Mexico, and a little bit further south than that. They are the spaces where psilocybin really got its groove. Like it emerged in a time when it was needed, and there were spiritual leaders at the time that heard the call that said, we're going to commune, we're going to bring these frequencies forth for others through our voice, through our song, through our sacred ceremony. And even foreigners, even people that really are not connected to this medicine, that don't understand what we're doing, they're going to be called and they're going to come to these spaces. And the person that is specifically coming to mind and heart is Maria Sabina. She is a beautiful wisdom keeper and mushroom communer who brought mushroom wisdom and healing not only to her community, but also to people that arrived, those that traveled, those that sought communion or an experience with the higher realms, with the divinators, with wisdom keepers of the lands of Oaxaca. She is from Mexico, Maria Sabina. There are many books about her. There are many songs that really channel this mushroom kind of psychedelic but beautifully strong energy that she carried. And when I say she was a divinator, I mean she communed with mushrooms since she was a child, and she became the pure vessel that was needed for that space, for that location. And also she became a beacon of light. She became like a lighthouse that attracted other people to arrive here once they started hearing about her name. She became famous. She was talked about in the United States as a mushroom divinator, a mushroom shaman, which is really beautiful considering that mushrooms were not really spoken of in that way yet in the United States. And this is around the time, might have been the 60s, might have been the 70s. So the date is not as relevant as to the overall legacy that she held, the overall frequency that she's even inspiring you to remember in yourself. So where have you been a master? Where have you been called to commune? With what plants, with what lands, with what spirits, with what energies? And have you maintained this beautiful connection with the divine, or this beautiful psychic connection? Because you also got psychic healing with the mugwort card. Combined with the Hierophant, which is a spiritual leader, which is a spiritual guide. These energies are really, really strong about what is possible for you to step into in leadership, in community, in churches, in temple spaces. I laugh about the church because obviously the Hierophant card here has got this giant church coming out of the dragon, and the Dragon Tarot deck has very specific imagery, and I always laugh at the little Pope hat. It's like a little Pope, looks like the Pope hat that the dragon is wearing. Those of you that understand the archetype of the Hierophant, you know it is a very, very, very high frequency being and leader who also has communed, who also has been recognized as someone that can hold a position of power and gift others through their energy. I'm hearing through their mass. So in Catholicism, mass is like the temple gathering, the ceremony, the ritual. So There's a relevancy here with Catholicism. There's a relevancy here with Christianity. And actually, now that I remember, you were the card that had a connection to the Mediterranean, also Italy, and also Spain in Ibiza. So take that for what it is. I'm going to elaborate on that when I give you the tone for your dragon deck, but just know there is something happening here. There is some gift that you have to actually be a bridge for cultures, to be a bridge for medicine, to be a bridge for community, and then groups outside of your community that kind of don't understand. So there is like a bond, there is like a true bridge, and maybe even a marriage or an intersection. The Hierophant also represents marriage in his archetypal frequency. So there is a marriage of energies, there's a marriage of cultures, there's a marriage of the way things were and the way things could be. You are that bridge. You are the divinator. You are the magician, the magical being, the shaman that gets to decide what that looks like for your 2024 and beyond. So this is really like an initiating energy. Maria Sabina, actually, let's take it back to Maria Sabina, the divinator of the mushroom wisdom, of the mushroom healing. She sang songs in languages that were not real language. They were just sounds. They were just, what the people of the jungles and the mountains of Peru, the songs that they sing, what they call ícaros. In other cultures, they're just called divination. They're just called light language. They're called sounds. They're called truth frequencies. As long as they're coming through a clear channel, of course they are truth frequencies. So there is something there for you to recognize in yourself. You are a pure channel. You've done a lot of clearing in the past couple of years, I'd say from about 2018, 2019, maybe even 2020. This is even reflecting back to me, my journey. So I'm mirror reflecting to you that those were really important years, foundational years that have now brought you to this place where you are about to step into a position of power, a position of leadership, even the energy of like a chosen one, right? Chosen perhaps by your community, chosen perhaps by the family to lead. Now I've been watching The Godfather, so I'm getting like the family, like again, the Italy. There's an Italian connection here, Mediterranean, Italian, Sicily, Sardinia, the islands of the Mediterranean, the Greek islands, perhaps, the Spanish islands, the Turkish islands. You get to explore all of these spaces. What do those places have for you? Do they have remembrance? Do you need to go take some powerful mushrooms on the lands to remember, to commune, to connect? And now I'm going to give you the tone for your beautiful dragon deck. Your tone is Ta. Your tone is much more masculine. You are able to watch multiple card decks. You will see every single deck has its own tone frequency. And the tone of the first deck was very feminine. Your tone is much more masculine. It's like very direct. It's very, very high frequency, but it's so direct. It's like that sword. It's that directed energy, pointing up straight to the divine, and then also inverted. So now we have the cross. We have the sword pointing up. We have the sword pointing down. And we have this plane as well to unite the above and the below right here with us through our vessel, through our humanity. The Ta energy, the Ta sounds are going to be important because you're going to see that you're here to transmute a lot of the patriarchal shortcomings or the failures or the inverted patriarchy. Take that how it resonates. the Ta frequencies are not only masculine. Inherently, all frequencies, all sounds contain masculine and feminine codes in them. And so as you practice toning Ta, of course you will connect to the feminine as well. And there are actually a few goddesses that come to mind. Goddess Tanit, so she was like a Phoenician, Mediterranean, well-known goddess in the Roman times, in the islands of Spain like Ibiza, other islands, Greek islands, I think in parts of France, I think even parts of Spain that's coastal but not an island. So goddess Tanit might be important to you. Do a little search on that, see if it is resonant. The next goddess that might be, again, this beautiful infusion of masculine and feminine for that code of Ta is Tara. Tara, the beautiful goddess in the Asian wisdom traditions. There's a white Tara, there is a green Tara, and actually there's a whole spectrum of colors that are connected to the goddess Tara, which is kind of like this overarching goddess. This overarching wisdom being, maybe even this realm of consciousness or this planetary, probably a planet actually, like a Ta planet, I would say, that holds both the masculine and the feminine inherently dancing in there, in that planetary space, in that space of consciousness. And what the Tara energy wants you to know is that you must use your voice. You must use your voice to bring justice and to bring that beautiful alchemical energy that is needed to take us into a new story when it comes to feminine, masculine, when it comes to the matriarchy and the patriarchy, when it comes to the past and the present and the future. You are here to reveal truth. You are here to reveal what is possible. Because on some level, you know truth. You really, really, you are the frequency of truth. It's not a coincidence that you have both the Justice card, where she carries the sword of truth and the scales of truth. And then you got the Magdalene card called The Truth is Revealed, Revelation. So we're bringing it back again to Italy because there is a Magdalene connection for you, specifically in the realms of the mysteries, in the realms of the Vatican, in the realms of how has the church distorted the perfect energy of a master like Maria Magdalena, Mary Magdalene. How has the church, or how has an institution, or how has a society, or how have people in power distorted stories so that we could be misguided, so that we could be lost, so that we could be disunited and not in community, not in unity. The word commune, if you extend that, it becomes community. Commune, unity, community, a group, right? This nucleus that I was talking about. What's important for you to understand about your nucleus is you are the one that is chosen. And you know this about yourself, and you like this knowing, and you feel strong, and you feel capable, and you feel like you could cut with a feather. That's how strong you are. That's how strong your codes are. That's how strong your channel is. That's how pure your frequency is. The white feather of purity and truth. So no matter whether you're tuning into the divine masculine aspects of you or the divine feminine aspects of you, you can bring through the truth for yourself first, then for your community. Slow drip, slow reveal, right? Bring them into the new energy, bring them in to the alchemical possibilities. And what's interesting is I'm going to bring in sensuality and secrets Because the reason I brought up Italy again is there might be some codes in the Da Vinci Code film or the books for you. There might be a missing piece that you still don't understand about your connections to religion, about your connections to maybe rebelling against institutions like religions, churches, governments, any of these kind of realms, even school systems. And it could be just because all along you've known there was more. You know there is more. And you've been doing the communion. You've been devoting yourself, literally devoting yourself to plants and to walking this earth gently and attuning, right? Attuning, communing and attuning, integrating that into yourself, and then allowing other people to see that radiance, right? Of what a softer, I'm hearing a softer masculine can be, or even what a softer feminine can be. Because remember, a hard feminine, maybe she's too much in her masculine, and we need masculine energy to flow beautifully through males, but they have to also understand that it can be represented in different ways, right? Not every masculine needs to be a fighter. Not every masculine needs to be the sensual, like super feminine, super flowy lover, at all times. So there's almost something about letting the layers of masks, the layers of even secrets and even projections, kind of just let them fall away, and then see what's left, and then decide, how do you want to live? How do you want to be? Maybe you want to be multiple versions of your masculine. You want to be soft when it's necessary. You want to be powerful when it's necessary. You want to be mysterious and going into the dark mysteries of the feminine, even as a man. Like, I'm sure the guy that wrote the Da Vinci Code didn't know that his life path was going to be helping to reveal feminine wisdom and secrets of Mary Magdalene and the great heresy, which is Mary Magdalene and Yeshua being a divine couple, a divine powerhouse union. But you are invited to enter the chamber of the dark goddess. See what wisdom she has for you. See what truths she wants to reveal to you. So you're going to have to swim more in the feminine, more in the waters of receptivity and remembrance. It's not so much about the solar energy. It's not so much about the projecting energy. You're much more about the receiving energy. And what I'm going to bring up now is the crystal that was associated with your frequency for this reading. And your stone is a very soft, very feminine, very receptive, beautiful frequency, which is blue lace agate. And I'm going to read a little piece from the Healing Bible about the blue lace agate stone, because again, there is power in the softness, and there is also, again, there's connections that I want to hone in on, if I could only find it. Agate was highly valued by many ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians and the Sumerians, even though today it is regarded only as a semi-precious stone. It was named by the Greek scholar Theophrastus in the 3rd century after the river Achates, or Achates, located in present-day Sicily. There's your Mediterranean connection again. So it was first discovered in Sicily. The Greeks became renowned for their skills in carving agate, and some of their most famous artists used the stone, including the engraver of Alexander the Great. Here's the Roman connection. Here's the Italy connection. In the Roman Empire, agate was used for all sorts of decorative carving and jewelry, including seal rings, which originally only the upper classes were allowed to own. When it could be cut to show concentric circles, it was valued as a remedy for the evil eye. Even without this particular patterning, agate was thought to strengthen all virtues and provide protection from harm. Yes, so your frequency for agate is going to be very connected to the throat. It's going to be very connected to your voice, and it's going to be a lot softer. You're going to see how your power is in the softness. Your power is in the mysterious way that you go about sharing what you know. Maybe even saying one thing, but the frequency that you're holding under that is the truth frequency that will pierce through something that may sound, again, trivial, something that may sound mysterious, but you underneath, the frequency that you hold is the frequency of true dragon wisdom, true dragon knowledge, and nobody can take that away from you. But you might have to be a little bit stealth. You might have to still, again, like a mystery novel, not give everything away right now. Because there are people that don't understand what value what you know and what you are still going to uncover is going to have for the world. So keep that close to your heart, you know? Just know, reveal, slow drip, slow drip, slow drip. I'm going to bring in the dragon energy. Two cards. Rebirth, giving yourself a second chance. And the Freedom Dragon, which came out in the first reading as well. Breaking the chains. Beautiful energies. Specifically the Rebirth card. So I'm seeing here you got number 22 and you got number 44. And this is my Magdalene connection card in the Dragon Oracle. So you're the only deck that got Magdalene cards, actually. You have an inherent connection and a sense of thriving from the energy and the greats that left wisdom for us already. So you're a little bit of this investigator energy. You like investigating what's already been left here, the wisdom that's already seated by other greats. And then you just kind of reaffirm in your system what those energies mean for your life and what relevancy they have, again, for your community, for your nucleus, for your path. The Rebirth card is the constellation of the cross. So it's hard to see, but on the dragon there is a little cross that represents the constellation of the Southern Cross, I believe. So it goes back to what I was saying about the cross on the dragon's little Pope hat and the cross of the above communication, bringing it down here to earth, and also letting it go outward, right? So it's like, be the cross, be the cross, be the bridge, be the point where many energies meet and then can disperse and then can emanate to the places and the spaces where they need to. It's like the crossroads. You are the crossroads. It's really strong energy. You're also naked as the day you were born here. So allow yourself to just be more naked and more free and more true to who you are. And know that it might have something to do with the Mediterranean. You might actually need to go swim in those waters naked or nearly naked, and commune with the memories that are there for you. Between the stone having the connection to the Mediterranean, to Sicily, to Italy, to the Romans, the Mary Magdalene card, Rosa Gallica, which is about secrets, sensuality, not giving it all away, keeping some for yourself, keeping some for that nucleus, which I will call the inner sanctum, like the Holy of Holies, the tight, close knit, the select few. That's your energy. That is who you are best serving right now. It's not the masses. It's the select few. It's the ones that are ready. It's the ones that are on your frequency or very, very close to your frequency. And they're thirsty. They're thirsty to rise. We're going to pick one dragon message, magic and manifestation, and you got also transformation on the bottom of the decks. Combined with the rebirth card here, I love that frequency of like becoming something new, right? Caterpillar becomes the butterfly, the naked man or woman becomes new again, perhaps gets to then clothe themselves, gets to then decide what they're taking with them, what truths get to go forward, what falsities get to fall away. And I have one final message for you, and I've been looking at this card almost the entire reading, and I wasn't really sure what's the main message that needs to come through from this Isis card, but talismans of potency, charging sacred objects of power. What I feel for you with this card, and including that this particular stone had this connection with rings and rings of power, like the amulets or the Roman soldiers or whoever used to wear these rings with the beautiful carving of the blue lace agate. For you, you're going to need to open your heart. You're going to need to open yourself to receive a talisman this coming year. It will happen sometime in the year of 2024. It might not even be at the beginning of the year, but sometime you will be ready to receive a dragon talisman that is connected to magic and manifestation. It will help you reveal the truth. It will help you complete your rebirth cycle. And it will be very important to leading others to the streams of freedom. So that's your reading. I hope it has landed. I'm so honored to be here offering and mirroring. So all of my love to you in this new season. If you happen to want to go a little bit deeper, the Patreon will have a dragon specific Patreon reading for 2024, which will be card number 5. So you can watch any other card deck if you feel like you want more information or an elaboration on your energies. But if you're satisfied with all that was here, know that it is a lot and it is going to unravel beautifully in time. And I actually forgot one more thing. The ta for you, what's important about the toning of ta is to tone all of the sounds of ta. Ta, te, ti, to, and tu. And practice receiving the information from that and then expanding upon that. Ta, ra, ta, re, tu, re. There is also a chant that I'm going to include here, a Tara chant, a mantra that is going to be also beautiful practice, beautiful. It's just going to help you open this, and become the truth. You already are it. So it's just going to help you be that and be completely comfortable being that soft, guiding light for others. Hello, beautiful people that chose deck number 3. Dragon deck number 3 is the Dragon of the Sun. And what's interesting is my microphone is acting up, and the first couple of decks had the nice microphone, and now we are projecting our voice because the microphone isn't working anymore. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be upgraded. So it's very interesting because there's a lot of things that happen before I press record for this deck that I kind of want to incorporate into the reading. One of them is this sense of danger, a little bit of a rebel energy, a little bit of a energy of persevering against forces, against circumstances, even struggle that has brought you to this very moment where you are right here and right now, shining as the sun, shining as bright as the sun shines, and emanating from within out into the cosmos, the ethers, the multiverses, your frequency, your light. This energy, this particular deck is very, very associated with the lion, which in some cultures is very renowned, almost as like a force as strong or as protective or as majestic as a dragon. And even in Chinese culture, sometimes the lions look like dragons and the dragons look like lions. So there's this dance between your energy as a dragon and your energy as a lion or a lioness. So just know that we're gonna get cozy. You know what? This is like the energy that I am most familiar with. This is the dance that I love. Actually, I love about my being this kind of romantic story that I have about lions and like my lion king that's out there that will, receive his lioness, and we will create this realm, this royal and regal realm together here on earth and also in many other realms, kind of rippling out into the cosmos. So just know that this is the energy of where you're headed. This is the energy that you've been calling in for some time. For some of you, this is where you absolutely are already, and this is just confirmation. Your crystal is twofold. You have 2 crystals. One of them is the amethyst with the raw bottom, and then, it gets really precious and it points up to the heavens, but it's raw. It's wild in its form. It's not perfect. It's not perfected. There's character, there's roughness, there's layers of the story, things that have been stripped away, along the way in your story, and things that you let go, but also things that were taken or things that were lost. And that is part of your story as the hero or the heroine or the lion or the lioness. There's a strong energy of you have overcome circumstances and struggles and fights and battles across time and space to be here vibrating in your frequency. It's like it cost you a lot. It's like you've been waiting for this moment for a very long time where you can declare Earth as your home, and where you can shine as brightly as you intend to, even on this planet, even when this planet isn't necessarily fully equipped or ready for what you're going to bring in. So we have a lot of lion energy in the cards. So let me get to it. You have the Lion of Ecstasy. you have the star lion, and you have the dandelion as a plant ally, which has the word lion in it. So these are all solar cards. These are all very, very much about suns, solar energy, solar plexus. This is about your soul purpose. This is about the soul convergence, the soul really becoming as potent, as vibrant, emanating true frequencies here on earth, again, after much struggle, battle, and even sabotage, self-sabotage, and also sabotage by others. Others that don't want this type of authenticity to exist here. Others that don't want this type of power and prestige and regality to exist here freely. When I was tuning into your energy outside under the sun this morning, as I did for each and every deck, each and every group that would connect to their 2024 reading, I received the code, the tone Ra for you. So every single deck has its own sound tone, and then there's kind of like subtones from there. But your tone was Ra, the sun of our solar system, the closest sun that exists from Earth, let's say. So that is your main sound that will sound truth, that will sound the alarm, that will sound and resound in your soul as you're moving through this year. As you're moving through this year and stepping deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole, and also throwing yourself wholeheartedly into this lion or lioness path. And what is the lion or lioness path? It is the path of power, but it is the path of power through ultimate love of self first, and then love in joining your forces with another. So this is kind of the union deck. This is kind of the perhaps the year of union with another happening in the dragon year, meaning you will meet the beloved, you will meet the one that you've been preparing for eons, the one that you've been preparing to reunite with for eons. And I'm gonna offer a little bit of this I'm gonna offer a little, see, you're the rebel, you're wild. Gonna offer the Shiva Lingam energy. It's a powerful Kundalini stone. I happen to have a tiny little gorgeous one here. Previously had like a nice like palm size one that was like really heavy and really beautiful, and I did some beautiful work with that stone over the past couple years, but it got offered to the waters and the lands of Glastonbury in England. So we are working with a new Shiva Lingam stone. And this does really represent the energies of union. This does really represent the energies of uniting forces with another. It's like you are more powerful in love. You are more powerful in love with yourself, but also in love with another. And that love will create new suns, new solar possibilities, new gifts on this earth that get to rain down from the Ra, from the sun. But also you will create new sons, as in new children. So let's go back to the dragon card where you see the babies here, the children of the sun. The sunflowers, right? The sun, the fact that the word for sun, like as in a child that is male, is one letter off from the sun of our solar system. The sun with a U, the sun with an O. So there is this really powerful energy of in ecstasy, in the solar frequency of Ra, in the getting to know and the getting so comfortable and so ecstatic with that frequency of light and power through the light, and power through channeling the light from above into our entire system and spiraling it around like the Shiva Lingam stone also spirals and rolls around in the river to be formed naturally by water. You are going to be formed and reformed and refined by solar energy, by solar light. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do that with the breath, breathing. Sitting under a tree, breathe in deeply the oxygen that the tree is giving you. Taking off your shoes, connecting to the earth, breathing in and out, being in gratitude for the tree or for the moment of ecstasy, whatever that moment looks or feels like. That moment of ecstasy with a tree, with the elements, with the sun, with the sacred tools, the sacred knowing, the sacred practices that you may have, communing with plants, making tea, making cacao. But going back to sacred practices, for you, it's going to have a lot to do with your Egyptian memories. So I wrote down in the sunshine for you, Ra, 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 which in Egypt, ancient Kemet, Ra was a code, Ra was a realm, Ra was our connection with the higher sun. As solar beings, we were birthed from the sun, you could say. We were birthed from many suns as souls. Soul also meaning sun in Spanish, S-O-L. We were birthed from many suns, through many planetary spheres. We've been kind of perfecting this journey, this dance in the cosmos, in space and in time. And for Egypt, there was always solar connection. There was always solar knowing. There were always solar cults or solar practitioners, people that understood and devoted themselves to the path of light. So it's not that they worshiped the sun, it's that they worshiped the self. They worshiped and they devoted themselves to the journey of progression of the soul, the light within, joining with the light without. So eventually we will all return to a sun or to many suns or to source itself, which some could say is a sun or is light, but it's all encompassing. It's the light and the dark. It's everything. It's everything that is. It's the origin. So in talking about ancient Kemet or Egypt as some know it, there are going to be many cobra practices, cobra dreams and awakenings that you're going to have that are not only connected to your serpent kundalini energy, but they're going to be connected to your third eye. It's going to be connected to, again, see the serpent coming out of the eye or out of the crown. Let's say he's coming out of the crown, but from the crown, he came through the third eye. So the cobra here on this pharaoh's head is representative of the journey of light traveling to the higher realms to pick up information, to pick up memory, and to pick up solar codes that are needed here on Earth. And then you bring them back down, you drip them back down. You have these beautiful bees here, which represent honey, which represent little messengers, little vibrational beings that kind of, they buzz all around and they connect the heavens, the honey, the golden energy from the heavens or from the other spheres, whether it be the sun, whether it be Venus, whether it be Hathor, the Pleiades, like these different spaces, and they drip that honey back down here for us. for us to taste, for us to savor. So there's going to be something about tasting, savoring, ecstasy, the senses. Become an enlightened being, become a solar being through the senses, through the body. I've written down for you Amun Ra. Amun Ra. That's something, that's a code that you're going to have to do more research about. Do a little search online. Who is or what is Amun Ra and what does it mean to you? And then in the realms of sound, I have written down ray, like a ray of sun, but it's spelled R-E, so it's like re, 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 ra, re, ra, re. You're gonna have to play with that. And then in Spanish, rey is king and reina is queen. So there's this regal shield, there's this regal light sphere around you that is very much having to do with the uniting of two lion beings through the breath, through the body, through ecstasy, and becoming more powerful and more peaceful and more content with where their lives can go. And I'm going to read you this beautiful card called Quintessence, and it says, out of simplicity and complexity is the essence of the essence. Something is calling you to understand a situation at a deeper level of perspective. Look for the essence within. The sun, one within. So we have that within energy, that within, look within, be the sun, you know, the sun within. In the solar plexus, in the solar knowing, in the gut area. Look for the essence within the essence to know all that you can about what is occurring now. Reflect and review, and only then should you act. And what I'm getting with this card is that energy that I was talking about at the beginning, where there has been a lot that has brought you to this moment. There has been challenge and triumph. There has been failure and success. There has been death and destruction, and then new life and new forms and new skins. So you have the death card here in this beautiful angel's trumpet card, which represents the frequency of death. And there's an angel flying above. It's the angel of death. She's flying above this tree that has these trumpets, right? These flowers that look like trumpets. They create frequencies, they create sounds, kind of like that humming of the bee, right? All plants, all beings actually, all of creation has an essence, has a sound, a seed sound, and a humming and a buzzing and a frequency, a vibration. And once you've passed through the gates of death and you've come in the other side, you have a greater understanding of how everything is connected, how nothing is separate. And therefore, your transformation is really blessed because it's transformation out of wounds, out of scarring, and again, failure, loss, heavy energies, dense energies, traumas. You know, it's like this is your lifetime to be the hero. This is your lifetime to be the sun, to become the sun, to remember that you've always been an aspect of the sun, which I will show you an image here. Amun Ra, or some of these beings that understood, like a pharaoh in Egypt known as Akhenaten, some of these beings that understood that the Re comes from Ra. The rays of the sun come from the source of the sun. And each ray has its individual journey, has its individual frequency, its individual sound or expression or essence. And we can pick up on those specific aligned and resonant rays of light, right? But we can't necessarily pick up on the ones that aren't resonant. The ones that are dissonant are not part of our story. So they're not going to land. They're not going to actually be integrated and understood and transformed into wisdom and transformed into lessons that now you get to expand from and that maybe you even get to teach. So I'm going to go back to this card, the dandelion, the wounded healer, the wounded hero I'm getting also. We have Chiron. The astrological body of Chiron is a centaur. It's connected to the Greek teacher that was Chiron, who became known as the wounded healer because he got bitten by a snake. He got poisoned by a serpent energy. And then he spent his entire life seeking the cure for that wound. But in the end, he never found the cure to his own wounding. What he found was the methods to teach others how to heal by not getting rid of the wound, by accepting that it's there, by accepting that it was a part of the story, that it was a part of what made Chiron or you or I who we are. It made us stronger. It made us more secure inside. It made us more secure within. It made us go within in the first place, to stop seeking validation, to stop seeking every other answer or love frequency or frequency of understanding the self, but from another lens. This is about understanding yourself from your lens, from your sun. It's a beautiful vantage point to connect with your sun, to know how powerful your sun is inherently just because it's yours. Because it's your energy, because it's your makeup, because it's connected to your soul. And further back to your soul group, and further back to your lineage, your star sun lineage, your dragon lineage, your lion lineage. This is about lineage. This is about, not only is this lifetime culminating, quintessence kind of has that feeling of like culminating energy. It's like you're ready to possibly never incarnate on earth anymore. Sorry if you're scared of hearing that, but that's just the truth. Like, you possibly want this to be your final lifetime, your final earthly lifetime, your final incarnated, right? Incarnate has the word carne, carnal means body, means physical. Like carne y hueso means body and bone, physical, right? Earthly. Even though there's earthly, that's also non-physical. So this is very much about being physical here, being a physical human being. Finishing this lifetime, moving through this lifetime so strong and so confident and so powerful, right? The sun is life-giving, life-affirming, soul-affirming energy. It is the archetype of creation itself because of the inherent fact that it produces life, it produces children, produces plants. The sun creates all life on this planet. I don't know about other planets, I'm talking about Earth here. And know that if you live this lifetime strong and sure of yourself, right? Even in the uncertain or the unsure moments, to always come back to faith and trust, to always come back to your gut where you know that you are a lioness, where you know that you are the dragon, to always come back to your heart space where you know you are the lioness or the lion-hearted, the dragon-hearted. and know that that is enough. That is more than enough to move through this lifetime blessed, to accomplish, to complete anything that your soul desires to complete as a human, incarnated. We have the Dragon of Space. I was shuffling the deck while I was chatting. The Dragon of Space is the Dragon of Sagittarius constellation, which is the constellation where our sun is right now. So even that is not a coincidence. Our sun right now, January 2nd, 2024, when I'm recording this, is in the constellation of the expansive energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the traveler, but he's not only the traveler physically, he's also the traveler within. He travels into his most spiritual nature. And the story of our soul is the most spiritual story to us personally. The story of our soul, our hero's journey, our heroine's journey, our heroine or hero or lion or lioness or queen or king or empress or emperor. That journey is so personal. So this is a very, very individual, personal deck. This isn't about what you will do for the world. This isn't about how you will reach and touch and do all the things for everybody else in the world. This isn't even about teaching others actively. This is like about teaching others passively, if that makes sense. It's like you live your life like a Sagittarian adventurer, you know, a spiritual, enlightened being that is in love with themselves and in love with the journey, and therefore knows that along the journey they will meet the beloved, they will meet the adversaries, the enemies, the teachers, the students, you know, everything is on the path of the hero. So all the seeking outside always brings us back to the inside. And then all the work inside brings us back to the outside. So it's this play with space, right? It's within and without. It's within, it's without. It's the breath again. So you got the word and the frequency breathe. So you really have to work with this system, right? The system of the breath, the system of air. Also understanding that Sagittarian energy is fire, but with space, with the energy of space, there really is that combination of air, right? Where does the dragon fly? In space. So there's air and fire. And we're going to add to space knowledge. And knowledge is an air sign. It's the constellation of Aquarius. So Aquarius season is coming up. It will most likely be a time of deep reverence, deep reverence for knowing things. For knowing things inside of you, for knowing things that nobody else knows, for knowing things that nobody else cares about. Again, this is very personal. This is a very personal journey and a very personal path that you have chosen to walk. Again, there will be many blessings along the way. There will be many gifts, many interesting characters, kind of like the Hobbit's tale, right? The Hobbit, or the tale of Frodo, you know, in these kind of Hobbit adventure frequencies. Maybe you need to watch The Hobbit. Maybe you need to get yourself a little backpack that is going to serve as this reminder for the year of 2024 and the decade where you are really going to be living your dream life, right? Your personal path to ascension, your personal path to completion, your quintessence energy, your solar journey, your solar journey. Yeah, oh, this is so perfect. Okay, you got the philosopher, which literally couldn't be more perfect because that is also very much the energy of the constellation, the time of Sagittarius, and then I'm going to add to that the Chiron, right? So Chiron, the teacher. We have the dragon, which is the philosopher, which is the one that is seeking the knowledge. You see the book right there, he's seeking the knowledge. Then we have the dragon of knowledge, the Aquarian age, right? This is going to be a really beautiful year for you to just allow yourself to be that beautiful wisdom keeper that has a beautiful balance. So you have the dragon of balance. You have a beautiful balance between wisdom that is learned, right, in the books, in the maybe in the teachings of others, maybe in experiences, but you also have the wisdom of remembrance that comes from the journey. It comes from picking up the pieces of yourself, reincorporating them into your self within, into your sun, into your soul, and yeah, balancing those energies, making sure that you never get stuck, making sure that it's never only about what you learn in books, and it's never only about what you learn in the journey, and it's never only about what you learn in the meditative, expansive solar states. It's balancing all of that. It's creating a life of beauty and a life of regality from all of those experiences. So I offer you this last piece. I haven't showed you this crystal, but technically you got 3 crystals in your reading. You also have the crystal of home, and it's called Andalusite. And although it's not very sunny right now, it was glowing a very beautiful golden energy. It's brown, it's very earthy, it's very grounding, knowing that this could possibly be your very last incarnation as a human, if you so choose. If your soul is ready to move on to other incarnations in other places where you don't have to be physical, where you don't have to be human. If you know all of that, if you know this is it, this is like the last dance, the last chance, the last gift to experience life as a human who knows they are also a dragon, a human who knows they are also a lion or a lioness, then treat this life with all of the love, all of the respect, all of the honor, and become the home frequency. Bring it all home into the body. Bring it all home into your sun. If that means rebelling, if that means there's danger here and there along the path, but you still go for it. You still go for your dream life. And that's what you must do. And it's just a very, very exciting time, and it's a very exciting year beginning February 10th, 2024. We begin the year of the dragon in the Chinese calendar, in the Chinese astrology. So know that this integration of this year-long reading, it's going to go all the way to February 2025. This is going to be a long realization, royal realization, real, tangible. You're going to feel it in your very skin, in your very coloring, right? What does the sun do? It creates this beautiful melanin on our skin, or in our skin, and we can crystallize that energy into the knowing that we can live the life of our dreams in ecstasy, as our truest self, as our truest sun, quintessence, powerful self. And nobody can touch us in the end. Nobody can touch us if we are aligned with our soul frequency. Doesn't mean there won't be hiccups along the way. Doesn't mean there won't be woundings or new things to face, right? But the hero or the heroine faces everything. They face it all. They're always, always, always triumphant because they believe in themselves. That gets them through the darkest nights, that gets them through the biggest life challenges. And at the end, I promise you, at the end of this lifetime, you will remember this reading. And it will come through the frequency of Ra. If you are ascending and you just know the frequency of Ra when you are ascending, when you are leaving the body, you will remember this reading, and you will remember what a powerful being you are to even be aligned with this 2024 reading, preparing us for the dragon year and preparing us to also witness each other and know that there are others like us out there on their own powerful paths, lighting, blazing the lights, the suns for others when they are ready. You have to literally be the frequency that you wish you had, or that you did have if you had someone as a guide, if you had someone as a guiding light that emanated certain codes for you to Ra or remember. Hello, you beautiful and wondrous beings that chose the Dragon deck number 4, the final deck of this beautiful YouTube 2024 Dragon Year Cacao and Oracle session. I feel like I must say that we've been building up to this deck number 4, which is very, very serpentine in nature, and you will see and you will know why. But I have let my hair down, and it is been maybe over a week. Yeah, it was like right before the full moon that I chopped off all of my hair, and shorter than I even intended to cut it. But hey, you know, sometimes transformation is brutal, and we just have to accept. And I just know that the serpents are strong with you, so you will understand the symbolism of like letting the serpents down. This is a deck about alchemy. This is a dragon energy that is absolutely entwined and in a love story with the serpent. So for those of you that have been following for a while, you will know that dragons love cacao, and everything that I do, it really did begin with the serpent back in the day when I was starting to do the grid work. I kept speaking to the serpent. I kept saying that I was doing grid work, but in a serpentine manner, that I was serpentining across the globe, you know, traveling from Spain through Europe to the Middle East and Egypt, the north of Africa, serpentining back to the Americas, to the Mayan lands, to Guatemala, to Mexico, Honduras, then back to the US, then back to Europe. And like the serpentine journey has not ended since it began, really around 2015 for me. So what I want to say with this, the reason I'm bringing this up is because you are the energy of the grid worker. In all of the decks, you have the energy, you have the encoding of somebody that knows how to move through the grid. If it's not something that feels completely comfortable or completely like integrated, or maybe you don't know exactly what I'm talking about yet, you will start to know this frequency. You will start to remember your grid work codes. So I'm going to bring in the energy of the flame here, because you are also the only energy, the only deck that gets the candle. But I really felt the energy of the fire in connection with the energy of the alchemist or the magician, right? The alchemist or the magician uses the fire element because they need all of the elements. They need to know how to wield fire. They need to know how to work with air to transform the frequency in the room, right? We need our tools. We need incense. We need the light within and also the light outside, the candle, the flame, the sun. We need the earth, we need the minerals, we need the crystals. Funny enough, I took off the big crystal that I had, which actually I'm going to show you. It is the serpent's totem, but it was weighing heavy on me. It was weighing heavy because I channel a lot of serpentine energy when I wear this. And so I actually only wore it for a couple of the readings. But it's here on the altar because this is the anaconda. This is the anaconda bones. This is the serpent energy and the totem that I wear when I want to really bring in that frequency of the earth serpentine and the earth's dragon energy. It has been blessed in sacred waters and sacred lands all over this planet already, and I pray that it will continue to guide me to new places, to new waters, to new lands, and that it will guide you to the lands that you need to visit, the lands that you need to know, the lands that you need to remember, and the lands that you need to bring your serpent and your life force energy to. I didn't explain in the entire reading any of the other cards or the intro that I'm wearing this spot of dragon's blood on my third eye. And so what this really represents to me, the blood of the dragon, the blood of the serpent, the blood is our life force, is our DNA, is our encoding. And yes, this is from a plant. It's from a beautiful tree that's called the dragon's blood tree. But it represents the dragon or the serpent blood in all of us, in those of us that choose to awaken these memories and these knowings, the wisdom that is encapsulated inside of every drop of blood, that is encapsulated in our beautiful helixes, right? That look like serpents. Our DNA, our spiraling helix, our spiraling curls, our hair, anything that spirals. Nature, the way that nature spirals in and out in its bloom, in the Fibonacci sequence. What I want to offer you with this reading is confirmation that if you have felt an affinity for grid work, if you have felt an affinity for travel, if you have felt like you need to be on the land, you need to be with the elements, you need to be with the elementals, with the guides, the guardians, the stones, the fairies, all of these frequencies, this is confirmation that this is going to be your life path. It's going to be a very adventurous, a very non-linear path that is really going to start taking shape and taking form in the year of the dragon, which is the year that we are upon. I'm calling the year of the dragon, beginning February 10th, 2024, when the dragon year really does begin in the Chinese astrological calendar. But this is like your breathing room. This is like your warm up to that marker of it's go time. It's the dragon year. It's go time. It's time to serpentine. It's time to use the God-given blood and life force and flow inside of you to shift and change realities, to shift and change locations, places, communities, people that will be affected, that will be touched by your life force energy. So the serpent path has a lot to do with water. It has a lot to do with connecting your waters with the waters of this planet. This is something that I am teaching. It's something I've been teaching. It's something I will really, really, really get into in the year of the dragon. over on Patreon. The Waters of Life tier, the tier that is $33 a month, is going to be the tier that will actually serve your path indefinitely. Like, it will serve if you join for a month. It will serve if you join for a year. Trust me when I say there are not very many people that can guide this type of work. There are not that many people that are embodied in their dragon grid work or their serpentine path. One that involves travel, one that involves kind of these kind of new earth energies. Although grid work isn't exactly new, because of the time that we're in, because we're upon the dragon year, and we're in the 2020s, in this beautiful decade of rapid change and rapid and excited and exciting energy of like what is possible. There's a stirring in the earth. There's a stirring in the sites. There's a stirring in the stones, in the crystals, in the oracle cards, like in the bones, like anywhere you look, there is a stirring of what is possible. And that energy is going to come through you. And it's going to shift and change this world as we know it. It's going to shift and change reality as we know it. So take a breath here and just be like, fuck yes with me. Just be like that with me for a minute. Because this is something that is earned. This is something that you've called in. This is something you've been preparing for. This is something that you've been cleansing and, again, hibernating and protecting your energy for. I'm going to show you the card of the Obsidian Walls of Yellowstone. This is the gridwork deck that I work with that has sacred sites all across the planet and has energies associated with those sites, and also has grid points like latitude, longitude of where these places are on the planet. This is the card of protection that comes through the obsidian energy. So just so you know, I have the obsidian stone right here and the candles burning on top of the obsidian. So we have the energy of obsidian, which some call dragon's blood, actually. In the stones, in the crystal kingdoms, realms, we call obsidian dragon's blood. I am protected and I am able to protect. I am reliably able to rid myself of negative energy. And how are you going to rid yourself of negative energy? It's through alchemy. It's through moving like the serpent. It's through shedding. All right, we're back. The sun was going down really fast, so I had to turn the light on. The battery died. So let's just get back into the flow. So the way that you are going to really shift realities here, the way that you're going to always be able to protect yourself, to rid yourself of negative energy or of stories that no longer need to be a part of your path going forward, right? The spiral, the path of the spiral, the path of the feminine, the path of the hero or the heroine, it involves shedding. It involves not taking everything personal and not holding on to every moment like it needs to have that type of charge on your life forever and for lifetimes beyond this lifetime. Think of like the energy of a vendetta, right? So this is a term from like mafia movies and stuff, but it was something that was real, that existed when people wanted to hold on to stories and pains and traumas from the past, and they didn't want to ever let them go. And so cycles of chaos and cycles of death and trauma just kept repeating and repeating and repeating because people were holding on to things that should have been let go of, could have been let go of, could have been transmuted, could have been transcended, right? If you are connected to the energy of the serpent or the dragon, you always can rise above situations, right? Dragons have wings for a reason. Serpents raise up the spine through the chakras and they grow wings, right? They become dragons. They become illumined beings of flight, right? This is why we have cobras with wings, represented in Egypt. This is why we see the beautiful dragon being that is Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl in the Americas. That's why it's called the serpent, the feathered serpent, the serpent with wings, because he's actually a dragon. But maybe he did start off as a serpent. Maybe he did start off, wriggling on the ground and like working with his spiraling serpentine energy, and eventually he took flight. Eventually, this beautiful enlightened being brought codes of remembrance of how to rise, of how to ascend, and also then descend back here to teach others, or descend back here to drop those seeds. Or I'm even hearing like those dragon's blood, like those drops of the dragon's blood into the earth to become stones like obsidian, or to become the stones that come from trees, like the resins, like the crystal amber, or any resin that a magician or an alchemist might use that comes from the trees, that becomes crystallized, becomes little crystal forms of life force, blood from these wise tree beings, like beautiful frankincense, or even myrrh, or rose, or cypress, or pine resin. There is a call for you to connect to incense, to connect to the memories of being an alchemist. An alchemist would have had some type of cauldron, some type of basin or stone, with a dip in it, where you could work and create and combine energies together. Knowings, stories, alchemize them, turn them into something new, create something new, co-create something with the planet. This is why you are a grid worker, because you're here to co-create with the energy that already exists here on the planet. But in the process of such a long journey that Earth has had, things have been corrupted, lines have been cut or distorted or diverted. And the reason grid workers move through the grid with their life force energy in the way that they do, with that serpent energy and that serpent knowing and that serpent remembrance, is because we bring that to the land, we marry it with the land, we leave those drops of our blood. It doesn't have to be our physical blood, but our life force energy behind. We release it into the earth. We combine that energy with the energy that is existing in the earth, and we free and we realign the dragon lines, the energetic lines of this planet. Sometimes it happens through our joy, our moments, our experiences, literally being humans. Sometimes it's a little deeper or more mysterious than that. Sometimes it really does happen in these kundalini ways, where we must embody the serpent, we must move like her, we must dance like her, we must create like her, right? We must shed skins, we must shed stories. So some of you, it has to do with art, writing, creating, directing, creating videos, filming yourself, sound, moving the sound through your body, moving the sound tone, which for you is the serpent tone. It's Sa. Every single dragon deck got a tone that is an overarching tone for your year that will provide awakenings, that will provide and reverberate in your year and beyond the coding that is needed for this particular serpent awakening for you. So your tone is Sa, 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 Sa. Everything that is the S. Sa, Sa, Ra, Sa, Ra. Sahara. Sahara is the desert energy, the heat, the fire. So again, You are the code. You are the fire. You are the sun. But you are also all of the elements. So you can dance with all of them. Just know that a serpent can move with any element. A serpent can move with any realm. As long as you come from a place of authenticity, you can connect like a shaman. You can connect to any of these beings, any of these realms. For example, if the serpent wants to connect with water serpent energy, call in the water guardians, call in the water serpents, and then move in that direction authentically. Work with the waters, dance in the waters, get naked in the waters, like that nymph energy, like that elemental magic that, again, the fairies might guide you to places of water, to places of communion where this is easy to do with the planet, where the planet remembers. There's like an echo of this. It's already been done here in times past. And so we're doing it again in our own way, in our own authentic frequency, so that the earth rises, so that the frequency here rises. The serpent is one of the oldest frequencies that exists beyond this planet. I'm talking about cosmically, the cosmic serpent. And what's beautiful is that you get to bring the cosmic serpent remembrance and make it relevant for Earth, for our time now, right? Anybody can connect to Kundalini, to their life force, and they can do different things with that energy, right? They don't have to connect to the serpent in the it's not necessarily the literal way, but let's say in the symbolic or archetypal way. If we think about the serpent, we think about the mysteries, we think about even the taint that the serpent has, where it's considered evil and venomous and, biblically, like all the things with the serpent, and we have to be afraid of it. It's too powerful. People that wear serpents are scary, or if you understand or work with that energy and you do magic, then you must be trying to do harm or trying to manipulate energies. And that's not what it is. You're uniting with energies. You're not manipulating energies. You're uniting with energies. You understand how to create union. Again, how to create alchemy, it means you unite energies. You combine energies to create something new. You're a co-creator. You're not a creator. You're a co-creator. You understand that to combine, it means you have to have a certain sense of faith, trust, and release in what will be born, in what will come out. And as long as you're working with, again, authenticity, your light, your true life force, discernment, there's nothing to be afraid of. Everything that is created in the intention of love will create love, will create more love. So don't be afraid of that power. Don't be afraid of the serpent power, the serpent knowledge. So here you have the philosopher. The philosopher is about knowledge, wisdom, the stars, the remembrance, knowing how to connect to past parallel lifetimes of you, times where you've been the alchemist already. I'm going to bring in this card because there's like a little kind of alchemists or chemists glass bottle here, and you have the sun and the moon in the card of ashwagandha, purpose. So this year of the dragon, this year of the Sa for you is actually going to be a 2-year cycle. Sorry, not sorry. The Sa year is the year that follows the dragon. So in the Chinese calendar, we have the dragon year, and then we move into the serpent year. So yours is like an extended period. You have the 2.0 version of the dragon and the serpent story. And it's actually really exciting because it means you don't have to rush. It means you can take your time in discovering what the serpent means for you, in discovering how to really move with this energy, how to really remember, and how to be empowered and feel empowered by your wisdom. by your magic. I mean, you literally have so many cards that are pointing to magic. You have the magician, literally. You have this beautiful unicorn here in the rhodiola wisdom card. You have the fairies card, which says the little people are communicating with you now. Listen. They're trying to get your attention. The little people acknowledge your existence. They acknowledge your connection. They acknowledge that you are dancing with the energies of the cosmos and the energies of this solar system and the energies within you. And you're, again, combining them, you're alchemizing, you're marrying them to the planet. So let's go to the gridwork cards. Besides the site of Yellowstone in the US, you also have the Statue of Liberty, which is in New York, in the US. And you have the Glastonbury Tor in England, a very serpentine dragon site. St. Michael's Mound atop this beautiful spiraling mound that is a spiraling journey up the dragon's back or up the dragon's spine. So, and it says magic flows through my life. So 4 magic cards: magician, fairies, rhodiola with the unicorn. You are a magical being. Just accept that. Just like take that in, because you already knew it was true, and now you just get to hear it again and be confirmed and affirmed again. Magic flows through your life. You will heal. You have the power, and it is real. Spiritual power takes time to develop, and you find the right teachers when you are ready. So I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to learn how to do this, if you want to learn how to move your serpentine energy with the planet, with the grid work, then go to the Patreon, give a little look to the different tiers. I'm actually going to be adjusting some of the tiers to just be more clear about what they represent, about what we will be doing, about what we will be learning in each tier in the dragon year, and for you, dragon and serpent year following after that. It's going to be a really, really beautiful space to hopefully also meet others like you as the community grows, but also just to receive personal affirmations, confirmations, connections, and guidance. Yeah, it is about guidance, because this journey can be daunting at the beginning, can be a little bit like you can spiral out of control, never off the path, but a little bit chaotically seeking and not really arriving, or not really believing that what you're doing is true and is truly your path if you don't have the guidance. So no pressure. Trust yourself to make the decision, and also trust yourself to invite another teacher if it happens to be another teacher that really carries the serpent energy in the way that is right for you to connect with. But I will say I'm going to have some amazing dragon and serpent gatherings this year of the dragon, the year of the serpent. Some will be open to all community, like get on my mail list and you can just receive a ceremonial invite, maybe a cacao ceremony, maybe a gridwork ceremony. Every 22nd of the month, I'm holding for Patreon Waters of Life tier, I'm holding the Ma gathering every 22nd of every month of the year of the dragon. So even this month, January 22nd, you can join us and see what it's all about. See what the serpent and this path, like what it can do, what it means. Yes, so there's going to be some amazing things happening throughout the next couple of years. I've been building up to this. I'm so overflowing with this dragon and serpentine aligned path. I also imagine that you're wondering, okay, so if this is like a traveling year, and if this is a year about learning how to work with the grid and everything, like, well, where should I go? And I'm gonna say you need to connect with the energy of courage to be able to receive that guidance and the go-ahead of like start moving or travel here or grid and anchor in this place, like get cozy, get rooted. And you know, grid work isn't only about moving. Grid work is also about anchoring deeply into one place if that's what you're called to do. It means dropping your serpent energy down, down, down and connecting it with the core of this planet, to the crystalline core of this planet, from one space, if that's what you're meant to do, if that's what you're called to do. So courage is going to be the main dragon energy that will help you understand if you're supposed to move, if you're supposed to travel, if you're supposed to, you know, work in groups or guide others, or again, learn from a guide on the land, with the grid. I'm going to bring in this card called Ancient Memory. It's the rosemary energy, which I love because I really, really have seen the rosemary plant in my front yard blossoming as this like serpent dragon. Like the way she has decided to grow is very unconventional. I feel like it's very serpentine and dragon-esque. So even the word rosemary inherently has the word Mary. Mare is a master. Mare is the feminine. Mare is Mother Mary or Miriam, Mary Magdalene. You know, it's the energy of a master, a feminine master, and a serpentine master. I will add to that. So just know that these are codes that working with rosemary might bring down and work with you, might provide you with invaluable actually, dream wisdom and memories from, again, who you've been in the world, who you've been beyond this world. If we talk about the energy of Mary, Mother Mary, or Mary Magdalene, we must talk about the other star systems that are connected to these beings. So we have the Sun and Mercury here. Those might be important astrological points where you're going to want to tune in with those consciousness, the consciousness of Mercury, the consciousness of the Sun, the consciousness of Venus, the consciousness of the Pleiades, and also of Sirius. That's what I'm getting for this beautiful card. I also feel that plants are going to be really, really good for you in general, in working with your alchemy and working with your magic and working with your serpent and life force and dragon energy, especially if you already have a practice with cacao, and if you don't have a practice with cacao, but you would like to know how the cacao energy and the serpent energy or the dragon energy work together, then definitely consider booking a private reading, because that will really be a space where we can dive into your specific serpent energy in relation to cacao. It's something that not a lot of people are making that connection yet, like truly making that connection and understanding the connection of dragon serpent frequency from the spirit of IXCACAO, and and moving through the world, grid work, light work, emanating your life force energy in the ways that you know you need to flow. And the last card I will show you is the Dragon of Enlightenment. I'm not going to say anything more about this card because I just want you to feel the purity of this card, the purity of your journey with the serpent, the fact that you are on a journey of enlightenment already. I haven't showed you the crystals. You have the shamanic quartz crystals from Hawaii. And again, that shaman energy goes perfect with the magician, goes perfect with cacao and rosemary. and the grid worker energy and the philosopher energy. I mean, this is really, really powerful, powerful frequencies that you will get to explore, work with, discover more about, and learn to love, like truly value what you came here to do and how you came here to move. So it's been an honor to transmit this to you. I love you. I love the journey that we are all on, and I'm just humbled. I'm really, really, really humbled by this space and by what is happening in the even more beautiful nucleus that is Dragons Love Cacao on Patreon. So check all the links in the description. Like this video, share it if it has resonated with you, if you know other serpent and dragon beings, and I will see you in the year. Trust me, it's going to be a dragon-filled serpentine flow 2 years for you, and I'll be here all along the way.